There is a massive difference between amateur and pro in pickleball, so let's show you some of their hidden techniques to level the playing field. We're going to go through the top 15 greatest pickleball points in recent pro tournaments and break down what they are doing differently than the rest of us. Go ahead and subscribe if you like our content, and let's get into it. One of the things that will immediately stand out about the best players in the world is their ability to get so many shots back into play. You might think that's just due to their athleticism and ability to read the ball, and that's definitely part of it, but take a close look at Ben and Colin John's paddle position right before every attack. It's always low and prepped before the ball comes flying at them. This reduces the swing time they have to make to reach the ball, essentially buying them precious milliseconds to react to the shot. Paddle position is key to staying in the point. In this Las Vegas women's final, you'll see something pretty incredible. Anna Leigh crosses over the entire court for an attack. Pro pickleball players have incredible court awareness. As you can see, her partner was late coming up to the kitchen, so the safest way to play was for the other team to hit at the moving player. Waters understands this and saw an opportunity to poach. This subtle read eventually led to the point's success. Pros get in a lot of firefights. I mean, it makes sense, they hit hard and they want to add pressure to their opponents, but the thing pros do different than everyone else is their expectation and preparation after an attack. Check out the way that after they volley, the paddle immediately resets back to a ready position. Rather than dropping the paddle, Deskew is expecting the ball to come back and is already prepped. Pros know that it takes multiple attacks to win a point. Besides just being athletic, pros know when to take pace off the ball to avoid a pop-up. When Hunter hits this backhand volley, he takes all the pace off the ball, which avoids a more dangerous situation. Then he counters with an ATP. It's a perfect setup. What's even more impressive about the pros over their patience is their calmness on the court. You can visibly see how composed pros look on the court. Ben Johns is a great example of this. Later in the point, you'll see a ball hit the net, and instead of flinching, Ben Johns controls himself to hit a defensive shot back in play. On top of that, his partner Anna Leigh is not letting her position as the right side player become passive. She's ready for an attack that comes her way and fights back. This is one of the biggest difference makers in the top 1%. Before we keep going down the list, I wanted to let you guys know that we have a special offer to see these kinds of points live. The Pickleball World Championship is happening very soon in Dallas, Texas from November 4th through the 10th, and we're offering 10% off to anyone who signs up to play or watch using our link. Just use our code CRACKED and you're all set. The link is in the description, sign up for yourself, and let's get back to the best points. Top pickleball players do something interesting up at the kitchen. You'll notice they stand very close to the kitchen line and then step back when an aggressive dink forces them to. But they're always trying to get as close as possible without stepping in. This gives them two advantages. First, they can volley dink more often, which adds pressure to their opponent, and second, it allows them to reach as far as possible for a speed up. This is key for maintaining offense. I wanted to include this women's singles final in Kansas because it shows something incredibly underrated in pickleball. Watch how Buckner shuffles and split steps right before every single shot in this rally. She's putting in the work up front so she's balanced and able to reach almost anything that comes her way. This kind of movement is key in high-level pickleball and wins her the point. You'll see it in more than just singles, so keep a lookout. The top 1% of pickleball players are always inventing new shots and learning from each other. In this point, you'll see Catherine Parenteau do an emerging shot in pickleball called the Scorpion. It happens when you anticipate a ball coming fast at your body, so you get very low very quick and stick a paddle up to counter. It can be super effective and is definitely a shot to add to your arsenal. In this gold medal match of the Atlanta Slam, you can really see the patience in the pros. They are content to dink and rally over and over again until the right moment shows up. But that doesn't mean they're playing passive. They're moving the ball around and trying different tactics to force the pop-up. This also involves a lot of shuffling and excellent footwork. Pros don't get lazy or impatient until the moment finally comes for an attack. In this men's doubles finals, you'll see some of the highest level pickleball play in the world. It takes a lot to win a point against a strong defense, especially at the pro level. But as this point develops, you'll notice that these players are hunting for certain shots like an ATP and an Ernie. When a dink goes out wide, it's always going to be an ATP. When Colin sees his opponent turn his hips for a dink, he cheats up for an Ernie even though it didn't come this time. Keeping pressure is key to getting that eventual error. This pickleball point is extremely impressive to watch. The way both of these athletes can stay in the rally while covering their court is unmatched. But I want to focus on something you probably didn't notice. Take a look at their wrist when they hit a dink. A locked wrist allows both players to generate crazy angles while also staying stable through the motion. For Ben, it lets him move the ball around with control, and eventually it sets up the winner. Check out this third shot in this aggressive point. What I love about a pro's drive is that they add heavy topspin, which keeps the ball low over the net and forces the opponent to hit upward in response. The goal is not to win a point outright with a drive, but instead set up an easy fifth shot. Federico takes full advantage here. When it comes to offense in pickleball, you have to make the most out of it. Look at the way this team sets up an offensive play and keeps the pressure going throughout the entire point. The goal is to keep the opponents back so they hit deep rolls and target the player who is staying back. Eventually, this ends up in a hand exchange where the aggressor has the advantage. It's pretty much perfect. Though we've shown a lot of tools that pros use to win points besides just athleticism, I do want to highlight how important training your body still is to reaching that top level. You'll see here that raw hustle and speed creates an advantage that just can't be replaced. If you want to get to the top, you need to train, and this is the perfect example of that. To end us off at number 15, I want to highlight one more time how much effort pros are willing to put in to stay in the point. Being at the top level means never giving up on a point, and the defense demonstrated here shows that really well. Pop-ups happen, but the top 1% is willing to keep fighting. Check out this point and see what I mean. Thanks so much for watching this video, and remember to sign up to watch the pros live using our link below. We'll see you next time.